Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 48 of Europa Universalis IV. It's almost 50 episodes into this series and that's still a mouthful to say. Things are going okay so far. We've got some more ships that are just gathering up. I am trying to build a little bit of a navy because ideally we are going to need that to go up against England. We won't be able to do that straight away, of course, because England are part of the coalition. There is still very much a decent sized coalition there. But it is starting to dissipate slightly. Obviously, I don't want to instantly jump back into extra wars. It would be nice maybe to go ahead and get Nice, because Siena is not a part of the coalition, so that could be nice and useful for us. Of course, though, taking that would give us aggressive expansion with our neighbours, which maybe is something that we want to avoid. At some point, we're also probably going to have to take Volis and Nice as well, and probably even eat into Castile a little. And the colonisation over on the United States is going well. In Great Britain do have a relatively sizable fleet. What have we got here? We have the we have 20 heavies, which are those are the transports. 20 heavies are mothballed. 20 transports you can also mothball. We'll group them all up together because why not? We've got a lot of money and we're still quite below our naval force limit. We've gone ahead and won this siege over here somewhere, wherever it was. Which is somewhere that got sieged out that we just sieged back. Now, what do we have here? Have a group of units. I'm just going to do a little bit of uncovering here. Uncover a bit of land. Because this is mainly what I'm trying to do while I've still got this Conquistador, is just use him to uncover as much of the Terra Incognita as possible. Now, I can move into this land, even though it's technically England's land. Because it's Terra Incognita, I don't technically know that it's England's land, even though we can clearly see that it is. So it means that we can actually move in there. And then we sort of get just bumped out again. So we'll go across into the Terra Incognita, do as much as we can. Now let's go back and have a look at the ships, which is what I intended to do. So what have we got currently? We have 2 trade fleets. We've got 2 trade fleets, well, a trade fleet of 60 and a trade fleet of 90. 2 extra transports that are moving around. I think having another 10 heavies is not a bad idea. We're a little bit below our army force limit, but not massively. Let's go ahead and get 10 more heavies. We will need them against England. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some of these will take ages to create just because of the length of time that some of these provinces have, mainly because of the lack of production, but we're not in a desperate rush for them, so that's fine. Now, we do have a quest, and that is the quest to integrate Hainet, so we should think about doing that if we can. If I can remember where they are, they're this nation here. Diplomacy. Can we go ahead and... How long have you been our vassal? 87. Yeah, so we are going to try... Actually, let's just have a quick look. No, we've still got annexed subjects, so we won't be able to take them in yet anyway. We've got a potential rebel uprising. Independence for Aragon. Now, why are these all of a sudden wanting to do this? Maybe we could use some of our admin power and increase our stability a little bit. How are we doing in terms of admin tech? We are ahead of time. So, I think I'll do that at this point, actually. Let's go ahead and just increase our stability. That'll give us some more negative unrest, which will be useful. We can also invest in a new idea, which would be a military idea. We can continue to work our way up through quality ideas. Now, what do we like on military tech? Again, we are ahead of time. So this will give us morale of navies, which isn't ideal at the moment, but there again, it will be useful when we start having to sink the British fleet, which will happen at some point. Now, I am still considering... well, we have already switched over to Protestant now. So what we need to start doing is carry on converting all of these Catholic ones. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Reformed one first. We should get some spread anyway. Some organic spread. Very nice on toast. Got a few places that we still want to integrate, like Navarra, for example. England has left the military coalition against us. Good. Now, I'm not instantly going to go and jump on England, simply because they are probably going to have quite a significant navy. If we just go and have a look, Great Britain have... Where are we? Great Britain. They have 29 heavies, 68 lights, and 31 transports. That's not terrible. I mean, I think we actually have a 172 force limit. What's ours? Our force limit is 190. So technically, I have a larger naval force limit than England does, although... And again, I'm saying England instead of Great Britain. But they will have much better naval combat than I do. So we really are going to need the numbers. I'm going to have at least maybe 50 heavies and 100 lights to win a naval battle with them. And of course, we need to have a decent number of transports, because the only way that we're going to be able to... sort of take any of Great Britain is to dump a lot of troops on there all at the same time. And now they're trying to fabricate a claim on Normandy. That's fine. We've still got a lot of these rebels that are claiming to pop, although it looks like some of this unrest is going away. Have we got war exhaustion? Because sometimes that causes the problem as well. No, no war exhaustion at all, which is all good. Now, ideally, we want Austria to get out of the coalition. Then we can go ahead and grab these provinces here. Now, do we actually have a... claim on Nice? No, we don't. It'd be nice if we did, although they are allied with Austria, which would be a pain in the hoop to deal with. But we are definitely going to need to take Nice at some point. Siena really don't like me, do they? Would they ever possibly accept vassalization? No, because of the tax base, and they're a merchant republic, and they're a member of the empire, and lots of other stuff. Okay, that's fine. So we can lose 30 ducats to gain 200 population in one of our colonies, which would also increase our settler chance and settler increase, or we could not. No, we definitely we can afford the money. Let's go ahead and do that. We do have 3 colonies. One is almost completed, which is this colony here. Now, once these guys are done... there's not an awful lot more colonization that can be done over here. I think all of these are now technically... yeah, these will all technically be fully fledged outposts. We could go over here and try and grab some of this area, which is a little bit risky. It's very isolated. I think the idea of trying to work our way down towards the Cape of Africa is so we can go ahead and do a little bit of stuff over here in East Asia. But I'm not really sure that I want to be honest. So I don't think I'm necessarily too bothered about doing that. Once this is completed, I might just... yeah, there we go. That colony has now become self-sustaining. So I might just leave that as is and consider where I'm going to have my next colony, which obviously is going to be a states colony. Forgot to move this unit up here, of course. We're going to have to go and move into one of these territories. So what do we want to have as our next colony? We could start grabbing some of these areas in here and adding them onto our existing colonies, or we could continue to work our way down the coast here, and I think that's not such a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split off one of these infantry regiments. Now, you don't have the leader. That's good. That's what I wanted. And you're going to come all the way down through here. And you're going to go into this area, because this is where we are going to send another colonist. Well, the colonist's still got to arrive home yet. Oh, no, we can't grab this one yet, of course, because we need to wait until this one actually becomes self-sustaining, because it's not coastal. We could grab this one, though. Now, it won't be contiguous, but we can still definitely go ahead and grab it. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we've just got that one left in the middle to go. That should sort things out there for us. So, not a problem. Is there anybody that we could declare an easy war on? There we go. We've got people leaving the military coalition, which is always good. We can invest in a new technology, and that's going to be a diplomatic tech. Now, we are ahead of time, but at the moment, we don't actually have a diplomatic idea that we can spend on. Now, I did say that what I'd like to do is, if I get my admin up to level 17, I'd like to take diplomatic ideas. Gives us an extra diplomat, gives us better diplomatic relations, reduces the cost of war exhaustion, better improved relations, better diplo relations. It's just very, very good, because even later on, province war score cost is minus 20%, so you can take stuff much more easily, and it does reduce your tech cost as you go on. So we do want to try and take that, although we are a little way off from getting What are we up to? 12th of September 1612 currently. So we're still 6 years away from having enough admin points to be able to do that. Now, Saxony's entered the military coalition against us. We'll get local fortifications. Bohemia has left the coalition. Brunswick has left the coalition. So there are a few people joining, just because different truce timers are wearing out at different times. Austria has just left the coalition. Now, this is very, very good. Austria leaving a coalition for us is very, very useful. Now, what we could do here is go ahead and take something like Wallis. What have we got there? There's Augsburg. So, yeah, we could go ahead and take Wallis. We could also declare war on Austria and take Artois and Cambrai, but I'm not sure if we actually have any... Yeah, because they still have quite a bit of aggressive expansion, but they would be put into a truce. So, let's just say, for example, that we did want to go to war with them here. We do actually have... Oh, these are actually for Heine. And that's not a bad thing if I get them involved. But they Artois. They are allied with Croatia, Great Britain, Augsburg, Bohemia, Milan, Naples, Siena, and Liege. Why wouldn't the Commonwealth come in? Because they're... Wow, they're majorly in debt. Absolutely massive. Brandenburg are in another war. And my diplomatic relations doesn't help either. And Portugal has a truce with Austria. Not that Portugal will be that much use in a war anyway. Oh, Munster's left the coalition. Savoy's left the coalition. So the coalition is pretty much just dissolved right there. I mean, that's it. There's hardly anyone left in this coalition now. So we could certainly take some people on. Now, what we could do here as an option, if we wanted to, is we could actually... yes, I would need to get a CB here first. But if we went ahead and declared war on Siena, they would bring in Milan and Austria. But Austria wouldn't be able to bring in any of their allies because we wouldn't declare them as a co-belligerent. So I think what we're going to try and do here is... we're going to fabricate a claim on Nice. Will give us a little bit of aggressive expansion, but we should be able to do that. And if Austria get involved in the war, then we'll use that to grab Artois and Cambrai. That's the plan here. Just keep an eye on all of these ships. So there's another military coalition. So the coalition is definitely dissolving. There's literally only Cologne and... Saxony's only just entered it. But it's literally just Cologne and Saxony in the coalition. So the coalition is, for the most part, completely non-existent. Native uprisings, not bothered about those. We've got ships. You will need to get to Normandy. How are things going over in the United States? Navies are all arriving where they should be. We've been discovered fabricating the claim. I figured that probably would happen. Right, you're actually going to move into this territory. Obviously, we can move there because it's all been uncovered. At the same time, I need to remember these guys up here and continue to sort of stomp around with them and cover as much space as we can in Terra Incognita. CB against Ottawa. And do I want to spend on that Diplotech? I don't think that I do. I'm no desperate to. I'm not at cap. Remember, you can have 999 power. So there's no point in me spending it now. I can just hang on to it. Because if anything, even if I do decide, okay, let's just get the technology, I am ahead of time by 2 years, which means that it'll cost me more than it should do. So let's avoid doing that for now, because we don't really need to do that. Managed to convert some heretics. Okay, let's carry on with these conversions now. I think the only places we have left are Catholic. Most of these only take a few months to convert, so we'll start doing those as quickly as we can. And we'll just get these guys. That's going to be an England province that we know. We can go up there and we can come in here and sort of work our way back around and see what we can find. Just keep him busy for a little bit of time. Still definitely considering what I'm going to do about England, Great Britain. I would very much like to take a big chunk out of them. What I'm hoping to do as well is hoping that... oh, wow, no wonder No wonder the Commonwealth are in debt. They seem to be having a little bit of problem here with some rebels. I'm surprised they've got quite a lot of units around. I mean, I could go and help them, but yeah, hopefully they'll get out of debt. If they get out of debt, then there's a chance they might actually be able to come and help me in the war. So that's definitely going to be a thing. Portugal seems to have a relatively decent army. Can't see what Castile are up to. Castile still really, really hate me. So we could definitely go ahead and take some chunks out of Castile. We could go ahead and grab Barcelona. That'd be easy enough to do. And highlands, grasslands, drylands. What we could maybe do is start trying to take the Castilian coastal provinces, because if you take the coastal provinces, it makes it much more difficult for them to field a navy. And it also gives us more coastal provinces, meaning we can field an even bigger navy, which becomes very, very useful for us. Another colony has become self-sustaining, which is this one, which is great timing, actually, because that now means we can go ahead and send a colonist here. We can completely cut Castile off. So I am happy about that. Managed to do a conversion already, which is always good. So let's go ahead and start converting the next one. Not really bothered about the order in which they go, but we'll just start doing them as so. What about our conquistador? How are you doing? You got booted out of England, that's fine, which is why you came back this way. So just work your way around and discover what these places are. We can build some more buildings, actually. We've got quite a lot of money in the bank. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we should consider building some Diplo buildings, because we have a lot of diplomatic power in the tank. So we could go ahead. We've got docks pretty much everywhere. Dry docks we could certainly do with a few more of these. Certainly on the coast that is going to be closest to England. And again, I'm still saying England, but let's get dry docks there wherever we can. Temples we should have everywhere. Courthouses we still don't have everywhere yet. I would still like to increase my manpower. So let's think about armories we've got everywhere. Of course, we don't have training fields over here. It's only going to give us 6 troops. It's probably not worth it, but we'll do it anyway. Barracks, what can we get here? We have, I see 49s as the biggest numbers. Oh no, 53s, 60. So we've got a 60... 53, 53, 53. We're out of money already. Wow, we spent a lot of gold there. So we'll leave that as is. We've gained the CB against Siena, which is very good. Let's go ahead and start moving all of these ships in. Of course, we're losing a little bit of money right now because I've got these heavies that aren't currently mothballed. I should have done that before, but as soon as they all arrive, which they will quite soon, and we'll go and just mothball up all of those heavy. So let's go ahead, grab all of those. We will deselect the main fleet. We'll group the rest together. We'll mothball them up. And then group the rest all up together. That's fine. So then, if we were to declare war against you guys, because we do have a CB now, Bohemia would come in, Milan would come in, and Austria would come in. Yeah, they are part of the Empire, and Bohemia will protect them. So technically, the HRE will still come in. Remember, Austria isn't actually part of the... Well, they are part of the HRE, but they are not the HRE Emperor at the moment. Which still means attacking Austria could actually be a relatively good idea. But again, attacking Austria, the Bohemia would still come in to help them, and they have a lot more allies. I'm probably going to wait until we've got a little bit more money in the bank, just so that I have the option of getting mercenaries if they are needed. Because they may well be. And then we'll think about actually taking... I mean, it would be nice if I could just go ahead and take a lot more of their stuff. Because if you actually look, they have some land down here as well. But that'll be a little bit harder to take. I'm not going to be able to get open borders through... Well, maybe I can. Yeah, they would actually give me military access. What about Naples? Naples would give me military access as well, so we could technically get through Naples and Milan. Although saying that, Milan and Naples are both part of the Empire anyway, so I should be able to march through them once the war starts. So that's not a terrible idea. We've still got these potential rebel uprisings, and still this independence for Aragon. Why is this trying to pop? Girona, Aragon, Rousson, Piero. Why do you guys still want to pop? Is it because they're Catalan culture? Probably. 0% autonomy on all of them. Of course, they are all Catholic. Maybe once they're converted, that will go away. Of course, there are some buildings that do reduce local unrest. Is it courthouses? Courthouses, local unrest -1. So we could go ahead and build a couple of these in these places. Well, that's what we could do if we actually had the money to do so. We'll continue on. How are things going? Let's have a look at the rest of the world. So the Commonwealth's still having their problems with the rebels. I hope they can sort that out. Looks like we've got some reformed rebels popping up in Sweden there. We've converted some heretics. Let's go ahead and try and convert these. Where's Aragon? Let's go ahead. We can't convert Aragon because they're busy building right now. Of course. Girona's busy building. Okay, well, we'll let them finish building. We'll start converting other places. Hungary looks like they've been eaten into a little bit by Wallachia and Croatia. The Ottomans still seem to be doing quite well down here. Timurids, the big scary red blob over in Asia, that's doing quite well. Russia seem very broken up. The Golden Horde are actually still around, which is very unusual. They're actually growing quite large, and they've cut a swath straight through the middle of Russia there. So is Uzbek. Russia's actually very fragmented here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different parts of isolated Russia. Finland is still going. Denmark seems to be mainly being consumed by Sweden. And how are things going over in the east? Ming has completely collapsed and broken down into all of its constituent parts. Yeah, so things aren't going too bad. Nothing down here that's really going to affect us. I'm very much surprised that Castile hasn't taken over more of Africa, but that's fine. I can live with that quite nicely. We'd also maybe... Right, Corsica. How do you feel about us, other than the fact that you absolutely hate us? What chance would we have of anything with you? You'd never accept vassalization because you're a part of the Empire. Of course you are. Everybody's a part of the Empire, which is why the Empire needs to fall. So let's go down here and see if we can also build another... Oh, we still don't have enough money to actually build a courthouse. How are we doing on gold now? 8.69. We're still spending a fair bit of money, aren't we? Where is it all going to? We want this one. So it is mainly going on army maintenance and fleet maintenance, which is not really a surprise. We could spend some admin power to reduce inflation, but I don't really want to be honest, because we are still trying to colonize. We've still not reached our Diplo point cap yet, so I don't need to worry about that. It's still going to be 19, almost 20 years before these rebels fire, so I'm not worried too much about that. Finally managed to convert some more heretics. Fantastic. So that we are getting these conversions done quite quickly, which will help with the religious unity. And we are starting to gain our prestige back now, because obviously you take a massive drop to prestige if you change your religion. So I can gain 10 prestige and lose a stability, or lose 321 ducats. That's a lot of gold to lose. Do I really want to lose the stability? Because if I do this, I'm definitely going to have to take a loan. That's not too bad. We'll take a loan. It will put us in the negatives, but we are regaining money quite quickly. And we will be able to reduce the inflation down later. But I think that's probably a good point to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Europa Universalis IV. And I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.